Yeah, I ended up getting some sleep last night. I ended up taking the right combination of painkillers to be able to sleep, which was nice. So I had like a few hours of sleep. I'm still really tired. It's just that I'm not so overly exhausted, mentally, psychologically wiped out. So, it's nice. I'm still just tired though. It's monster time today for me. Do you have no stream waiting time this time? No, I had 10 minutes, but I spilt stuff on my clothes and I had to get changed. So I was late coming back and starting. So, yeah, it happens sometimes. I was trying to be careful, but it's fine. I've just changed my clothes. It just made me a little bit late starting. Yeah. Usually my start times are between 9:35 and 10 p.m. And the reason why I have usually a 20-minute timer on it is because Twitch takes up to 20 minutes to push out notifications. Some people get it immediately, like within 45 seconds, and some people get it like 20 minutes, an hour later and stuff. It's wild. That's why I always had like the longer time to start, so people would have a chance to get the notifications and like hop into stream if they wanted to watch and stuff. So yeah, it's because I only just now got notification of Twitch. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Twitch doesn't really do much notification prior to 5 minutes. Like for instance, if I was to try to raid somebody, it won't tell me that they're live unless they've been live for more than 5 minutes. Stuff like that. It's really weird. Sorry, I'm just getting my notes in the right size so I can see them off to the side because I hadn't adjusted them yet. But yeah, welcome in, guys. The fuck is up to? So we got attacked by a manhunter pack of 33 grizzly bears last week. It was nothing really particularly bad. It was just like up here, they mostly got turreted. So yeah, it was pretty easy. The people that are in hospital are actually in hospital because I'm installing limbs on them specifically. So none of them are actually like severely injured. Barada was hurt, but I ended up, I think I replaced his eye and a leg and arm. Yeah, I replaced like 3 things. Be looking. No worries, Slacknov. I've got a few prisoners. Ricey had a tantrum because we had a high psychic drone. And Blue Jay, we took Old Man Blue Jay for Jay Lee because we thought that was funny. And we got Muffalo because you can have a person called Muffalo. So yeah, we've got them. I'm pretty sure I've got all of my colonists back here now. So we should be fine. We recruited Cheddar. They're in amongst the colony somewhere. They had a mental breakdown like soon after joining because like they just didn't have a great existence yet during the high psychic drone. And we also had sent a caravan out. We don't have any out at the moment. We sent one out to trade and I had to send it to a caravan mining location because the people were basically just having mental breaks and I needed to bring them back. So yeah, they all came back. Now I also had like a door or something stay open at one point, so I've just got to figure out where the problem door is and then I can release my animals back. I think it was like up here we had explode because like we got no power in his room, so I don't have a light in there. But yeah, we had a event, unfortunately. So Chase is the only one that's got a dark room. Funny. It's expired. I can share his ham sandwich. So happily receiving Hugs eats sandwich, smiling. Well, the more I eat cottage cheese, the more I like it. I have distinct feelings about cottage cheese. Back when I was doing my weightlifting, it was a really, really high protein food. And so like I had a personal trainer suggest that I should have it on crackers with like tuna. And like I don't hate any of those three things, but I hated those three things together with a passion. And I haven't had it since. I can't bring myself to eat it because I can't stand the consistency anymore. I used to eat so much of it. I don't know, like there was nothing really like strong about it. It's just like, it's like beady, bally, milky chunks. Like that's what it just tastes like to me. I just can't. I've looked at it a couple of times and I've been like, oh, I could easily make something healthy with that. And then I actually like try to reach to pick it up and I can't do it. My body's just like, fucking leave it alone. Leave that shit on the shelf. It ain't coming home with us. All right, I think I had one more here, about there. How's that the Viking? A little bit hazy after the last couple of days' work. That works out happily. Smiles being hugged. No. I think you're being hugged. But yeah, I don't know. Be interested to hear what you're doing with cottage cheese food-wise, because like I never really super mix it in with stuff. I know there's so many recipes. If you scroll through any kind of like fucking social media and you get any kind of health influencer, they really like ham up the fucking cottage cheese, and it's fine. I know why, but like, yeah, there's so many recipes that shouldn't use cottage cheese that do use cottage cheese, and I'm just like, I haven't seen one yet that I'd like to make, you know? I haven't seen one that looks like it improves it, so to speak. Instead of just using it, I want to see a recipe out there that actually like improves it on some level, like makes it into like a nice dip or fucking something. I don't know. Bit more on my coffee. Yeah, so anyway, we've got like a shit ton of prosthetics and stuff now. I've been making some prosthetics because we had a lot of bionics, and I did a bunch of installs in people and a whole round of them failed. So we lost a shit ton of bionics. Which is really fucking frustrating, but I'm happy enough to put prosthetics in people. I am doing them in little batches to make sure that they're getting like the health that they need, and we've got health and stuff nearby, so we don't have any huge medical emergencies. But I want to make sure we're starting to make like helmets and crap. I just can't remember where they get made yet. It's been a while. I think I just want like a simple helmet. Because, like, this will use plasteel and components. I know it would be better. But, like, if I just made, like, a bunch of simple ones. Because, like, they'll max out these eventually, right? So, be right. Adding salt, pepper, and eating alongside sandwiches. It has to be absolutely fresh. If it stayed in the fridge for even a day, either in a shop or at home, it changes so much I don't like it anymore. It does do that. So, it's kind of like yogurt in the sense that, you know, when you buy yogurt or sour cream or cottage cheese, if you take a scoop out of it, you'll often find like there's like a liquid to it after like a day or so. You've got to like just basically get in and stir that shit back in before taking another scoop, or it will taste like shit. That's what I found with a lot of these things. And the worst part is it kind of shortens the life of the product, because yeah, you're adding in air, you're adding in like potential bacteria and shit, so you know, it just kind of like dials it back a few days. It depends on your house too, like how clean the environment of your home is, and how clean the utensils are, and if you're breathing on it, or if you're holding it northwest of the bin or something like that. I don't know. It matters. I actually do care about that a little bit, because like the northwest of the bin is a joke, but like it's not that far off. I've always felt like whenever I've watched people like open stuff over a bin, and I'm like, you're just adding bin juice or bin germs to it, because it's like, yeah, I don't know, if you can smell it coming off the bin, then there's like particles and stuff floating off it, you know. Those particles can get in shit. How I look at things. If anybody's ever wondered how I view like hygiene stuff, that's kind of a little bit of it. I think it's also to do with the fact that I have a really high sense of smell. So I can usually smell stuff long before people. Like if a bin's starting to go sour, I can only tell a day or so before anybody else. And like people I know. Also belly on instinct, absent-minded. Lol. The back waking to happily. Vikin's been doing some rolling on back lately. I never do belly rubs, personally. It does not matter the creature. I just don't really do that. I might occasionally, if the animal's furry enough, I might insert like a finger into like the depth of fur just to like prod the skin. But that's like it. It just gets enveloped by the fur. Alex receiving belly rubs. Yeah. I don't know. Just don't do that myself. Please don't phrase it like that. Look, there was no way I could phrase that, okay? I'm like, how else am I going to describe to people? Like, you know, go ahead and take a second and try to phrase it in a way that says the same thing as what I just said. Please, I want to see somebody else do this. Because, yeah, all I can say is it's literally just like, there's fur and there's a finger going into it. Oh, sorry. This is great. Anyway, somebody out there's like trying to eat their breakfast and like drop their spoon. It's fine. But yeah, anyway, I'll find some like prosthetics. I've set it up that we've got 10 helmets. I don't actually have that many helmets around here. A lot of people are just wearing like beanies. Some people got actual helmets, but most of them wearing beanies and stuff. I'm eating breakfast right now. See, that's the thing is like, I kind of figured. This tilts head wagging tail happily. Don't worry about it, Viking. Don't worry too much about that. It's just like, I have said it before, but there's a level of like deliriousness that comes with exhaustion. And we all know that when I hit that point, it gets weird. I can tell happily smiling. Snick, for the love of God, the word snick exists. What the hell? What? Oh, I read it as snick. It's like sink. What's wrong with the word sink? I'm so fucking curious now. And why did I read it as snick? Like, as if, like, you know, the modern words for snake, like snack kind of thing. That's funny. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put these art installation things, the statues and stuff. Because, like, I got a few finicky people, but I'm pretty sure most of them have got statues. Like, that should be Human's room. That one was Farrell's room. That one's only got a couple in it as well. I might just put the extra one, like, up in here. You could have just said, sink my finger into fur. I mean, it sounds just as sus. I mean, like, no matter how I phrase that, if somebody's going to take it sus, they're going to take it sus. Like, that's just how I see it. It's like, I don't know. Sink isn't really a word that I would use. Sink for me, sink is very literal. So sink, I literally think of like the thing that has the tap that you wash dishes in when the word sink is around. That's what I think of. I don't really use sink as to say to sink into a couch. I would say sit on a couch or something like that, or like fall into a couch, collapse into a couch or something. You know, it's not really one that I use. So yeah, I don't really use it for like pretty much anything else except for referencing like hand washing type stuff. There, I could put it here. I mean, you could just say sink into fur. At least sinking is sus. I mean, I might have read a little bit more like web comics and like generic porn than perhaps you have, because like they get really, really descriptive with alternative words and stuff. So like I could take this immediately into like a R-rated stream and just like as a reference of like what hands and fingers and stuff can do in fur. Like, I've seen some things, Shadow. Yeah. Look. Food binge. It's fine. Yeah, you weren't exactly thinking about it, were you? It's fine. Look, all I know is when you spend some time reading some webcomics or just in general online, like stories and shit like that, there is always like somebody sits there and goes through the thesaurus and just tries to look for every other word to say the same sentence, just not as generically. And sometimes it's overly descriptive in a way that seems unnecessary and wordy and stuff. And that's usually where I'll find like common phrased words being used like overly dramatic in a really weird way kind of thing. So yeah. But no, I have like a lot of webcomics. I've always read like a shit ton of webcomics. And like webcomics don't usually do too much description stuff. But like there used to be, I don't know what it was called. So kind of, there used to be kind of like internet stories sort of things, kind of like fanfiction type stuff, but not like the kind of fanfiction you'd think of in this day and age where it's of like a TV or a movie or something like that, whatever. Like forums. Forums is what I'm kind of thinking of. You used to go to like forums to be able to read short stories and shit. That's what I used to do as well. And yeah, those get stupidly descriptive. But like those sort of things still kind of exist, but they exist differently now. And the words are kind of more modern day topical kind of phrases. Like for instance, if you're going to say that you threw a ball, right, you might say you yeeted a ball instead, or you might have a yeet sound effect beside it, which is not a sound effect, but everybody knows that it went yeet, you know. It's weird shit like that. I have thoughts and opinions on this. I haven't actually read a lot of online stories in recent years. I haven't read them since like 210 at least. Mostly is a sound effect. It is a sound effect, but it's not like I can't imagine like a baseball going yeet across a baseball field, you know? I can't picture what that specific sound is supposed to be. All I can think of is like a man sounding out the word yeet as it goes like flying across the thing, right? That's all I can think of. And I just imagine this baseball having a manly word sound effect that says yeet. Like that's all I can picture. Because like if you read enough like manga and webcomics and stuff, like I start to really like pay attention to like the weird sound effects and shit, because I'm like, that makes no sense. Or like they do weird fonts for stylized choices, and the weird fonts make shit like weird. Like they'll make like a creepy type text for some kind of happy sound effect. So all I can envision it being is like a really creepy happy sound effect. And I'm like, this is so weird. Like I understand why they chose visually this stylized style of writing, right? I can see why they wanted that text type for that image, for that page, but like sound effect wise, they haven't really considered what that sound effect set might actually sound like. And it's almost automatic at this point. It's so stupid. But yeah. Like trying to say fruity tooty in a growling manly voice. It's insanely funny. It is. It's exactly the same thing. Like, yeah, it just, I mean, I can picture it though. I can picture that. Like I could picture a time, I think because like I've been like on TikTok a bit lately, and I've been seeing this thing where it's like, there's this meme where a guy is getting like the hair styled, and it's a cartoon. It's like a guy gets hairstyled, and it's like, do I look like a real boy popper or something like that? And it's really, really deep. And every single time I see it, it's always like the most cutesy art. And it just comes out of nowhere because it's like they're just like fluffing around with their hair, and the next minute the voiceover comes out like super deep, and I'm just like, okay. Like, it just sounds like a 40-year-old man asking their dad if they're a real boy yet or something, and it's just like, it doesn't quite fit because the visual is clearly like a 10-year-old kid with like, I don't know, coiffed hair and shit. I don't know. It's just weird. Mind you, teenage kids can get that like stupidly deep voice stuff anyway, so probably legitimate. It's just, it's one of those kids that sounds like they're 40, you know. I have some more of my coffee, hold on. Makin's probably like so fucking confused. It's just like, what the hell are these people on about? But it's fine. Look, eventually we'll get some more resources and stuff here at home, by the way. I'm probably supposed to cull my animals, but I don't know if they've actually met the threshold of auto culling yet. Getting close, we've got 80 sheep. We're getting there. I'm hoping that I don't have them all set to be about 60. Because I don't think they can handling 60. You good, Phoenix? Phoenix is just walking out of the room being sneezy. Is that Hapley? No. Maybe some extra pats spiking. Oh, man. Yeah, no, that shit's just fucking funny. Chunk of plastil, is it here? It's outside of base. That's okay. I don't mind that it's outside of base. So Happy receives pat smiles. I'll send a few people out to mine that. And I wouldn't mind sending somebody that can do tree chopping too. I figure most of tonight's going to be relatively like peaceful and sort of slower paced for the most part. But I do have to kind of try to get them to do some stuff. I'll probably send you. Pretty sure one of the kangaroos keeps going out on my things. It's like when you have a 4-minute a standing dog asking if they're a good dog in a bass voice, so like you feel it in your chest. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Exactly the same thing as that. Like shadow if I can tell happily. Can't imagine like a huge dog like that. I'm trying to remember that like triggered something for me to remember something for the other day. It's like one of those like videos where like the dog acts like creepy human, but it's like the size of a person in the first place. It's clearly a dog, but yeah. Which also reminds me of another video. There is a set of videos by this dude, I don't fucking know his name. He like imitates the personality of every breed of dog, and like which breeds like chill and which ones aren't, blah blah blah. And there's like one scene he did where he's like his roommate got a dog or something like that, and the dog's like clearly just a person just sitting there, and the other guy's like asking the guy, it's like, you know, that's a dog, I mean that's a person, and stuff like that. And it's like the guy's like talking to the in quotes dog, and he's like, yeah, no, he just like picked me off the street. It's like he gives me, you know, 3 meals a day and a roof over my head. I don't have to work and stuff like that. And it's like, you happy like this and stuff? And he's like, oh yeah, like it's pretty sweet. Like I also get to like go hang out with my friends because they're also like in the dog park too and stuff like that. And I'm like, I like this. Great. But yeah, that just reminded me of that. I need to send about, I guess I only got 4 days. I want you to have like more than that, because if they go out mining, there's a chance they'll stay out there for a while. I'd like them to take more pemmican, but this will be fine. It's also like really starting to get cold, so I'm guessing you guys are starting to get like really warm weather too, you know. And the last couple of days have been super cold. Somebody's been burning a fire around here, and it's funny because I've been awake at night, and because like my windpipes are still so like dead, I can smell it, and it's like affecting me pretty heavily. What the vid with a big ass dog like Bernice Mountain Dog Size asked to speak. It does, reluctantly in a way. Reminds you of Clint Eastwood in the 80s being asked to do something he doesn't want it to. I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've come across like that video. If you have it, just fucking share it. That one sounds kind of funny. But I am not super familiar with Clint Eastwood's voice. I know he was in a lot of like movies and shit. My dad was a huge fan of him, but like I don't recall sitting and watching the movies or shows or anything. So I'm not 100% sure what he sounds like. But I know he's kind of like stereotypical, like manly man kind of country western dude from memory. So yeah, I could kind of picture it. I may have to send somebody down here specifically to work on making stuff. I also should check. I don't know if it's a Smitty. Oh yeah, you can make simple helmets on these too. Looks like it's all the same quantity of ingredients. So I kind of want to push them to make about 10. Because people just start picking them up and wearing them. And then once we've got like surplus, because they should just keep picking them up and putting them on. If they want a helmet, they'll wear it. But yeah, I'd like them to have some shielding. Mixed two vids. So once I had, in mine was Malamute. Oh yeah. I know I had one that was Malamute as well. No, I'm thinking of something else. I wish I could like say off the top of my head what the guys' videos are, but it's been a while since I've seen one, so I know I don't even have one like just sitting in my history to work with. Also, speaking of stuff to work with, somebody on my YouTube comment said that my traders coming in might, like my trades coming in everywhere randomly, could be because I don't have one of these outside. And I figure it's one orbital trade beacon, so why the fuck not? I was gonna put it initially down here in the corpse pile section with the view that there's always a chance I could throw corpses at people, but or sell them or whatever to like maybe somebody that's interested. But I'm gonna just put it up near my comms console with the view that at the moment we know for a fact when I'm getting deliveries, they're getting sent down here because I think that's the closest one to being outside. And I don't mind that, it's just that some of the stuff is fresh stuff and I need that to go into storage ASAP. So I've kind of like worked with the, what do you call it? Keep it inside kind of thing. Also, Azor's come to join us. Oh, I can't see, sweetheart. It's just 6 seconds since it's funny shit. No worries. Oh, I gotta pet Azor. Oh, happily smiling. No. Made a masterwork t-shirt. Cool beans, mate. Deep drills resources. Okay, so that's why these are getting crossed off. How are we going here? I'm guessing slate, steel. Those two are still above steel. This one's not. So I want to move these soon, but I actually don't mind that they've been like getting crossed out because I've got this row up here. I'm not really super hugely using it, but I mean, when we have power, it's some of them are on. I was hoping we'd find stuff in base, but yeah, not much has really been happening with RimWorld the last couple of weeks. I've been like, we've had a lot of like little attacks. I don't know where you're taking horses to and why. They're not in caravan, right? Oh, it'd be the current caravan going out. Okay, that's fine. I just needed to check that. Yeah, no, look, I've had like small infestations and a few manhunter packs, but that's really it. Like a month or so ago, we got attacked by 145 people and we took prisoners. We didn't need to, but we did. But yeah, I haven't really had like any concerning battles for a while, which in itself is deeply concerning because, you know, the longer it goes, the more likely I'm going to have something, especially since like my colony wealth is at an all-time high. It's the highest it's ever been, officially. Hold on, I don't even think I can highlight on that properly. I want to highlight the top one. There we go. Okay. So day 947, is that like, how many digits are there? I can't see all of them, but 3, there's 7 digits. So we're not quite in the millions, unless it's like behind there and I can't see it. But yeah, we're up there. What's this green line? Wealth of buildings. My buildings haven't really been, I haven't been building more buildings for a while. It's been kind of stagnant. Creatures, my creatures have been coming back up. We've got them pretty much up to where we were when I culled them all off. And as far as like wealth items aren't as high as they were at Quillen. They're just not going to be because we had like tens of thousands of resources and stuff. But like, we're getting there. It's just kind of interesting how far this fucking gap is now. But yeah, I just sort of checked that because I'm like, we should be getting some kind of an attack. It's weird seeing everyone home. So for anybody that's like missed a few RimWorld streams, I've had all of my animals, like all my hauling animals and a good chunk of my people outside of the base for months, IRL, with the view that we were going around and we were getting like gold lumps and all sorts of stuff, mining. And as part of like the mining team, I was making my people kind of like collect, like cut down wood and hunt animals. And we were bringing back the animals for excess meat and fur and leathers and stuff, right? Which we did get some, but of course some of them rotted. So we didn't get all of it and stuff. But because of that, we've got so many meals, so much food, which is great because we were on the verge of starvation again.